Peace, La Familia. This is Raven, aka Gaia the Mother, and you are watching Black Lotus TV. So, the title of this video is Restoring the Mother God Principle, i.e., the African matriarch. What? What, Raven? What? Yes. yes. So, in the society that we live in, I always was curious about why is there childhood sex trafficking? Why is there human sex trafficking? Why is there organ trafficking? Why is there so many issues in the world? Like, why is this on the basis of why we call things a man's world? What's up with that, right? So, over the years, I've done so much digging. And I came across people like Cheikh Anta Diop. Cheikh Anta Diop is a African chemist from Senegalese. He actually went to school in Paris, France, and he actually established and won Nobel Peace Prizes for the following: establishing that the first Egyptian mummies were black, establishing that the origin of civilization started in Africa, or aka Akebulon, and he also stated that the African culture was matriarchal during those times, and these are ancient times, right? So then I did some more digging because I was like, okay, my spirit is leading me here. And I started studying people like Queen Afua. And this is just over the years, you guys. Queen Afua actually helped me get through my college year. Transition to a plant-based diet. I was transitioning in college. Graduated college. Ended up working in a raw food restaurant. And it was golden. Even though I had another job before that, I was doing administration work in regards to tech stuff for children, helping them learn game design, app design, but that's besides the point. So if you haven't read Queen of Food, if you don't have the book, I've got this book like 3 times. I also had another book I had gifted someone in regards to their diet, because she had a book on the basis of diet. But I ended up regifting this book like twice to people who needed it. But I wanted to get into the premise of balancing our society in regards to both the divine masculine and the divine feminine principles of God. Like, it's necessary, right? So let's think about the right brain and the left brain. Right brain, I got my little chart here. It helps. So, the right brain is emotional intelligence. If you watched my last video, I spoke about the significance of emotional intelligence. I'll make another video in regards to what emotional intelligence is, why it's important, and most times it's equated to a feminine trait anyway. So it's more so right brain. Women are more so right brain, and men are more so left brain, or at least the principles of each are, with the right brain feminine, left brain masculine, right? So you have emotional intelligence, you have imagination, expression, art and awareness, intuition and creativity. Those are right brain traits. Those are typically traits that are ensued by women. And then you have the left brain, which is more so analytical, numbers, language, reason, logic, science, and math. This is my little artistry, you guys. So I use my art skills. One of the things that I found so profound, though, and when I was in college, I stumbled across in my book a world of art. Now, this is art across the whole entire world. We go to the ancient world. This is chapter 18. The first page and the first start is what, 40,000 BC? And what is that? It looks like a woman with bulbous breast, bulbous belly, like a pregnant woman, and almost like Bantu knotted hair. Ain't that interesting? I thought so. I thought so. So, back in these days, before their temples, before their columns, their courtyards were wiped out and destroyed by, I guess you can say, conquerors or colonizers, there were a lot of women civilizations. And that did not mean that there was no men. Did not mean that at all. There were both men and women in a matriarchal society, but there was a balance in this matriarchal society and how everybody moved. Women were highly revered back then. They had megaliths. So megaliths are huge stone monuments, like the pyramids, like Stonehenge, like the Eastern Islander heads, if you ever studied that. And it's so interesting because I did a dissertation on this in chronological order. And I would have gotten an A had I had Grammarly. But my professor loved where I was going with the context of each civilization and where it started, as well as really what each culture was doing during that time. So, like I said before, women were highly revered, but the principles of the mother and the father and their roles were different. So, in religion, we have what God is, right? And typically, God is a representation of supreme intelligence, the source, universe, the force. If you watch Star Wars, it's the same thing. So many different names. So many different names. God, deity, whatever you refer to as a higher power in your walk of life is usually the term of what God is. In Christian terms, though, they mapped it into the Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity is typically the mother. The original Holy Trinity was originally the mother, the father, and the son. And of course, whoever wins the wars rewrites the history. That's just what it is. So when the feminine expression of God actually got deleted or actually got wiped out, it kind of changed the stature of society, right? And so we should really define like what mother or what mama actually means. So I'm going to be reading from this book that I got because it's Mami Wata. It's African's Ancient Goddess Unveiled. So another book that I have been studying. I also look at a sister by the name of SiSTAR Myrah Moss. I study her. Like I said, I study Queen Afua. And there's another woman that I've looked into. Her name is Maria Gambutes. She's another one. But this book right here has really been transformational and just my knowledge over the years. So it's reclaiming the ancient Mami Wata voodoo history and heritage of the diaspora. It's by Mama Zogbe, aka Vivian Hendrew, MED. That's her credential. And so she's done tons of research over the years. And basically, Ma, or mama, meaning truth and wisdom, and water or wata is a corruption of not in English but the ancient Egyptian word uwati, meaning water. Uwati also means Isis, Otis appellation, and widow, the genetrix, the self-creator, the one who reigned alone in the beginning, the one who brings forth the gods, she who was mateless, and the virgin, meaning unmarried mother. That's what mama means. So, in regards of her place and her principle, mama was actually about family. She was about character. She was about integrity. She was about nurturing. She was about love. And there was a series of checks and balances in regards to the stature of how a family was raised and how the family was organized, right? The father, again, like the left brain, represented logic and reasoning, but also protection. And looking at my notes, and father principle is also the principle of, a little bit of that tough love. Like, you're gonna have to figure some things out. I got the knowing, I got the logic and reasoning. There you go. But the mom also, magic starts with ma. So it was a magical force. It was a nurturer. It was the resurrector, right? Henceforth, if you ever seen the Isis, if you ever looked at the Egypt story in regards to how Isis resurrected her husband Osiris, Osset, Horus. Horus was her son, but the Isis, most people know it by Isis and Osiris. So if you know that, then go look it up if you don't. I encourage people to always do research. So the structure, though, the structure was mother, father, and child. But on the first level, there were tiers. You had three tiers. You had the mother and the father. On the second tier, you had the sister and the brother. And these are at mating levels, you guys. So sister and brother, I met a brother on the corner. We were around the same age. That's sister and brother, and we interested. We want to date. That's the thing. And then you had the dynamics of mother and son, and father and daughter. Now, if either the mother or the father stepped out of the sacred family and they did their own thing, let's say the mother had went to another tribe while she still had her family, let's say she abandoned her family, it affected the structure of the family, the strength of the family. And in retrospect, a lot of times in regards of Willie Lynch, if we look at slavery, of how everything happened, there was dysfunction in the family. If either the mother or the father stepped out of their roles as the parents, let's say the father wanted to go be with someone from another tribe, or he wanted to break the stature of the family by dating someone his daughter age, they didn't do that. They couldn't do that, because then he would be devaluing and dishonoring his family by not staying at the level of his wife. And then it's interesting today because the the egos of men do play a role, as well as the egos of women. But I've noticed that the balance of a lot of men and women today have been thrown out of whack due to things like Willie Lynch. And Willie Lynch is basically, he broke down the African or black families by suppressing the woman. A lot of people say it was the man, but he brought down the woman. And the man was the protector, true enough, that's the physical. But by breaking the woman down spiritually and emotionally, by killing her husband in front of her, sometimes raping her husband in front of her, this is called breaking the buck. And it caused her to be out of balance in regards to smothering her son. and kind of telling her daughter to suck her stuff up, or sometimes abandoning her daughter because the dad wasn't there to protect the daughter, right? And so those are in dynamics today that still go on quite profusely. Cut off. So each one of these individuals have a specific role. They have a specific definition for each. We define the mother and father. The daughter is kind of like Earth. The mother is kind of like the cosmic mother, or water in regards of her element. The father is like father spirit, father time. The son is kind of like the sun, like the sun, the brightness of the sun, really the fire element. And so the father, since he is protection, he protects the honor and the value of the women, right? And the son does the same thing. And since there's been a lot of oppression of women over the years, like women are getting their power back. Yeah, I personally had to learn in my own right to be more expressive and to allow myself to feel over the years. I was raised by a man, so that wasn't really a thing that was nurtured in me. So as I grew, I realized and I searched for different things in regards to the principles of mom, you know. And I went and I studied ancient civilization, and I found that there were women civilizations across the globe that were in the Neolithic, Paleolithic time period. This is way before Egypt, Kemet, way before, right? And these women were like in the Minoan area, ancient Turkey, Africa, the ancient Amazons. They are close knit to the Dahomey tribe in Africa of today. And it's powerful. Women have strength. Women have power. Women honor the integrity of the character, right? And so I feel personally, if that the aspect of the feminine expression of God is actually honored and actually taken into accountability in regards to laws, because back then they had Ma'at, and Ma'at had 42 laws. The 42 laws of Ma'at, right? And that was on the basis of a woman. We have Lady Liberty. We never really understand what the things are of today until we actually practice Sankofa, which is going back and fetching it, going back and fetching the truth, like what actually happened and what type of issues are we suffering from on the premise of us putting down women, right? And if we actually heal a woman, we heal a nation. If we actually heal a woman, then the man rises up as well. When we actually support that structure, everybody wins. And another thing is, in regards of us doing this, and I'm gonna leave you guys with this, is Neo. If Neo didn't have Trinity in the Matrix, he would have never escaped it. Everybody needs somebody, and we definitely have to take in consideration of accountability for everyone and ego. No one can do it by themselves. Like, you need a yin and a yang to everything, and you definitely need that balance, that Ma'at balance.
So, peace and hair grease, family. I know this is probably one of those touchy subjects. No, I'm not a feminist. I am a person that supports a lot of different causes for family legacy building, for ending trauma, generational trauma. I'm also a person that loves to see people win. I love women. I love men. I love the planet. And to actually make the planet a better place, why not honor it by spreading more light and more insight on the things that need to be shed light upon. So, excuse me again. Peace and hair grease. Love y'all. Take care.